coming up on Steel Pushers.
5.5 million buyers have trusted us with this data in the whole year.
Leads went up
96%.
96% during
Wow.
March, April, May and June.
Like everyone has got something to take away from this report. If you are a seller, you can look at it. If you're a manufacturer, you're gonna look at it.
Yeah.
If you're a service technician, you will look into this report, which ones to go after.
Yeah.
If you're a parts importer, you're definitely gonna look into this one.
Welcome all you steel pushers. I've got a couple of champions sitting here beside me, and today we're talking about the 2020 Big Orange Report, which, Louise, you've done a fantastic job and you've got it again. You've improved it. It's looking fantastic. Well done and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me.
And we've got Sam, one of our brilliant sales account managers down in Melbourne, who gets to have lots of insights from all of those steel pushers down there in Victoria. They've been through a couple of challenging times this year, but you've had a lot of them getting great success. Sam, thanks for coming on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Very good. And the old trusty stats man, the man who keeps bringing the Daily Orange Report, Shivam. Welcome, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. So there is a lot of data in there. I think, as Shivam said, there's a lot of squiggly lines and there's a lot of big skyscrapers. So, Louise, are you happy with the way it all came together?
Oh, so happy. You're not wrong. There's over 370 data points in this thing. So she's a beast. She's bigger, definitely bigger and better than last year. So a lot of work has gone into this and I'm super proud to be able to put it out to the market, to our steel pushers.
Yeah, very nice. And you've had a big team helping you in the back end this year. I know we've grown that a bit. There's been designers employed and a few others helping you with the stats. I know Shivam's been grabbing you some stats, so they've all come together.
Absolutely, yeah, it's not just me at all. I can't take all the credit. There's probably a team of 10 or so behind me, like working behind the scenes, making sure everything's done right. And as you said, we've upped the standard of this thing, so it's just bigger, it's better, and it looks good.
All right, Sam, so what are we going to ask you?
I don't know.
What about, these steel pushers, what's going to be useful to them?
Well, it's gold. This information is
It's gold.
It's gold. It's industry data that's free.
Surely that's got to be useful to them.
Mm-hmm. And you can't find it anywhere else either. I've looked in the market and there's nothing else like it out there.
It's one of a kind.
It is. Yes.
Very unique, but like a few people around here.
I mean, if they didn't have this, who did they go to if they wanted to know where to get which brand to import next?
Absolutely.
Who would they go to?
They've never known it. They've only known their data.
What, check the Weather Channel, you mean?
Yeah.
Even for my little Victorians, they've been cocooned for the past 6 months. They've had no idea how good the market has been. So now to have a report that shows them the metalwork is up 85% year on year. The leads have increased. It gives them that sense of stability.
So there's some good COVID stats in there, isn't it? Because it was such a big, crazy 5-6 months. But they're thinking, the world's ended,
Yeah, the
but
whole
really
industry's like that.
the rest
Yeah.
of the country's been cracking on.
What industries have struggled?
All of our traffic went up. I think it's just a matter of being online. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Nothing really stood out as being in trouble because everything. Well, we had 5 industries that doubled, or more than doubled in traffic.
My goodness.
So yeah.
What are they?
We had agriculture, generators, earth moving.
I know the
Or maybe it
leads.
was-
The leads for the ag.
There's
So
probably one
easily
advantage.
to ag went up.
26%.
Yeah, there's a table.
Download.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it
there
was
it is.
ag. Yeah, so
Got it.
so
okay.
over here there were over 100 and some that were
Great.
close to
Wow, look at trucking.
yeah. So everything went up in organic traffic.
So the demand's there.
Yeah, plenty of
Demand's
people.
there.
Demand's there.
If anything, it's a stock which is a struggle.
Absolutely.
And this is the issue that the country's facing at the moment and the world's facing, isn't it? Is the stock issue that people are talking about, you know. And that's what I was talking to the team this morning, was like, dealers are going to have to get used to selling a product that's not in front of them.
Correct. And the smart ones are already doing that.
Yeah.
They're already selling containers that are on the water, haven't been landed.
Yeah, well, old Dave from Asset Plant has to. He's had his best 4 months ever in metalworking, isn't he?
And he's been clever. So he's been pre-ordering and making sure that he's got stock constantly coming. There's other people in the market that have hesitated,
Yeah.
and they're now the ones that are kicking themselves because they could have sold more, or there's delays now happening at the other end because where certain countries are now going back into another lockdown, and they, again, it's taking them longer to get the stock out, and there's been some troubles at our ports as well. There's been a few strikes going
In
on,
Sydney.
so and Victoria.
And yeah.
So it's taken them even longer. So the smart ones have preempted this and they've just kept their stock coming, which is great.
Yeah. Brisbane Ports is still alright by the sounds of it. They're still trucking things through here, shipping things through here. So some of the dealers across the country would be diverting them from Sydney to Brisbane, wouldn't they? If they've got a branch up here.
Maybe that's why there's so much more demand in the trucking industry, because they're now having to ship them down. Logistics.
Oh yeah, logistics has gone up.
I mean, it's the interstate thing as well, because some states have done a bit better than the other states with the lockdown. And you've got some states with more stock and others with less. But more importantly, instead of, if you can't get hold of the new one, what else is the next step? Go for refurbished? You go for hire? Long-term leases, rentals? And that's what we are seeing now as an after effect. Like the Big Orange finished off with the data at the July, August, but this is all continuing on. The trend's going on, what's been shown in the Big Orange report.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's different opportunities. But you've got to be able to look at the data to be able to see the trends.
Exactly.
So why did we decide to go and be so open and transparent with the world, Lou? You know, like a lot of us marketplaces, we haven't shared this data for years.
That's
I mean,
right.
we're a long way down the track, and this is your second time you've launched it out. Why have we been so transparent with it?
Well, I think it's because honestly, we're sitting on so much data and it's so incredibly valuable to not just our clients, but everyone out there in the industry. Like we cover 15 different industries in capital equipment and machinery, and no one else has anything like this. So as Sam was saying earlier, like people want to know what brands are being searched, what's happening with buyer trends, like how are people inquiring. I've got more people going on mobile now, which the trend is going up on mobile. It's increased a few percent this year on last year. So more and more people are doing deals on the fly, outside, they're not tied to their desktops anymore. And when I came here and I saw this incredible amount of data that you guys had pretty much built from the ground up for 14 years, I just knew we had to tap into this and share it with the rest of the industry. And it's just incredible, like the amount of data that we are able to share is unlike anything else out there. So that was the main reason I wanted to get this going.
And a bit of transition for you, because you come from a world of journalists writing things or words, and
Absolutely.
now you swapped over, you put your new hat on and you're in the numbers.
That's right. I even warned you when I first started. I was like, whoa. Not big on numbers, but it was a challenge, and I had a huge support from Shabam and the team, and this is months and months and months of going over, fine-tooth comb, making sure this is what we say it is, and bundling it up and making sure that it's as true and accurate as possible. So
And you went and you've got a new graphics designer on board, and I see she's added her spice to it this year. You happy with the way that's gone?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking much more sleek, and I think it's just easier for people to read. It's more, you want to pick it up or you want to download it and you want to see more of it. So Sasha's done an awesome job putting that together. I think that's a really hard thing to do and to achieve, and I think we've achieved it.
Well, you're bringing quite a few different skills together, aren't you? So that's
exactly. It's not just me, it's a whole team of people. Like, I can't at all take all the credit for this. I'm just kind of the middle person making it into a report. I've got developers giving me data. I've got my team of marketers helping me proof everything to make sure that, if I slip up, someone else has caught it. I've got, Sasha with her design, one of our other marketing team with her development skills, putting the site together. It's just a massive, there must be like another team of 10 people behind me making this work. So, and of course the support of yourself and the leadership team, making sure that we've got everything in there that we can, or haven't missed anything. It's a massive project, and I'm really excited to get the second one out.
How fast did that year go?
Oh,
it
my
was
goodness.
like, that year flew. I remember when you were so excited and we had the high five and we were like, Lou's done her first one, and next minute it was like they were talking about the bigger Orange report again. I was like, wow,
I know.
is that another year that's flown by?
Absolutely.
So here we are.
And I start compiling things month from month as well. So when the new financial year comes around, I don't really ever stop, but the big stuff happens, after the end of the financial year, obviously, because that's when we have the rest of the data to be able to pull and use. So it's a year-long project, really, but it's always exciting to get done.
How many pages are we up to?
We're up to 140 this year.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like much more on last year, which is, I think it's about 12 more pages, but it's over 370 different pieces of data that's gone into this. So,
Because end of the day, as a platform, we are giving the most unbiased view here. This is as unbiased as it could get. We've got people ranking up in some of these charts who are not even advertising with machines for you directly.
Yep.
And that speaks for itself how unbiased and truthful this data is.
100%.
Yeah.
That's our motto. That's who we are. That's the way we are.
So,
Honest.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
it's for the community and tribe we have built up.
yeah.
It's for both sides, this set of what you have produced here.
Well, it's for the steel pushers. It's for the one who's going to buy a machine or going to sell a machine or going to hire a machine.
But remember, the private seller doesn't mean that he doesn't have a business to
Yeah.
run. He could be in
It
manufacturing.
could be massive.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He could
So-
be manufacturing and he's thinking about whether to get a Amada or a Mazak or a Hafco to do the job. And that could swing his way if
And
he
that could
sees.
be whether he got a good machine or
Yeah.
a not so good machine.
End of the day, you don't want to be buying an asset in your business to produce something which, if you can see in the numbers game, is getting phased out, or other way around. You want to be buying something which most people are going for.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, if there's a high search, like buy a search for something that's obviously in demand, you're going to want to have that.
Or you're gonna
Yeah, the
at
biggest
least
piece of
want to be
pie.
talk to that dealership and actually figure out what's so great about theirs that so much of crowd is going
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
It's the same behavior as on the street. If you see a restaurant being crowded, you want to know what's in there.
Good old social proof.
That's
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
That's what the data speaks. End of the day, in the simplest form.
Yeah. Yeah, useful, just like finding that restaurant. Even though nowadays we go into a new town and we get on our app, don't we? We don't sort of walk down the street as much and go and pick it. Just look on your app.
See what's-
But you're still looking at the trends of what's going on, don't you? You're just doing it
You're
through
looking
your
at
phone.
the stars, you're looking at the reviews, you're looking at how many people have commented about it, and data just speaks the other side of the story.
Because what's the mobile up to now?
From memory, it was 48%, so almost half. Yeah.
And that's over a year. When you look at the COVID times, actually, it has actually crossed out 50% for quite a few months during the lockdown.
Really?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
COVID's completely changed the way all of us like buy and sell. There's never been a more important time to be online, and it's completely changed the world for a lot of our customers as well.
Yeah, that was probably the way I bought my pontoon, because it ended up a lot larger than the one I was expecting, and I got in a bit of trouble from my wife, because I didn't go and see it and take my time and look at it. Got a bit of a surprise when they started putting it into the river out there. Lost half our beach, but But that was all because I did it online,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it just shows you how important having a video is then.
Exactly.
Because if you can see a video and actually see a proper demonstration with the actual pontoon or whatever it is you're buying, you know. You're not just looking through a photo gallery, you know. You can see it, you can hear it, you can really
You have the
understand
scale
it.
too. Someone's standing on it and
Absolutely.
talking about it.
Yeah.
it's so funny you say that because that's what I said to the guy. Because their video, you know, they didn't have any videos on their website.
Oh, is it only bought it on the still pictures?
Yeah, it's still pictures and not many of them. And it was just hard for me to get the scale.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the scale right. I went too big, Lou, which doesn't happen too often. But
Dealers are selling machinery exactly the same way now. You know,
Yeah.
they haven't got the luxury of being able to give the customers the real life demonstrations. So they're doing it through what they're seeing online. So pre-COVID it was 70% of people were engaged with the adverts and videos. So it'd be interesting to see what that's gone up.
If you haven't got the physical machine to see in front of you, what's the next best thing?
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
video.
So, what's in there that's new?
Cool. A lot of COVID stuff. So we've got a big COVID overview. We've also got some state of industries for our top 5 industries. So that's pretty massive. That's going from, you know, what's happened over the last, 20 years or so, talking about current times as well, how some industries were impacted by COVID up till July, August. And then we have forecasts for those as well. So how we think those industries are going to do in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of data in there.
It's good to see the top 5 industries though. I mean, trucking's up in the top 5
Yep.
now.
Yeah, it was up there last year as well.
Was it?
Yeah. So it's pretty much like they've been high-performing industries last year and this year. There wasn't much shuffle around really. I think earth moving took up top spot this year. There's just a massive demand for all 5 of those industries.
Insane growth in leads for the farming industry.
Farming doubled their traffic as well, organic traffic. So we had double the number of buyers come and visit agriculture sites, like our agriculture ads and listings and.
Well, it stands to reason, isn't it? It's like all those field days just stopped.
What do
The
you do?
crops didn't stop growing.
Yeah.
And we've had rain
And the
this
cows
year.
didn't just
Yeah.
stand still for a
You
year.
still have to eat.
And we've all got to
Yeah.
eat. So,
We're eating more because we're
We're
at
eating
home.
more because we're at home, in fact.
yeah, snacking a lot.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
away on us a bit, didn't it? But that's all good. So Sam, what are your dealers saying? What are these steel pushers out there saying?
They love it. Like it's pure gold. You know, it's completely, as Shivam said, completely unbiased. So it gives them a really great insight into what is happening in the industry. You know, most search brands, growth in certain industries. You know, even the increase in people sending leads through emails. You know, gone up across a lot of these different industries.
Yeah.
So some really interesting information there.
And you got obviously different people who you deal with down in Victoria there. You know, from Caterpillar, the big brands. How are they using it? They enjoyed finding it? Are they using it for the brand searches or?
Caterpillar's been a really great one because they're obviously it's the most searched brand in the earth moving industry, and they've had their best year this year.
Have they?
So it's great to see the stats on our report completely match what's been happening from their point of view as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty exciting.
That's nice.
That's such a good one to know when the data matches exactly what's happening on the ground.
Yeah.
Because as a marketplace, we obviously see a large portion of it. But when you get a testimonial like that from an actual dealership or an actual business out there, that just makes our day. Absolutely. It's, I think of all the campaigns we run any given year, this is the most hottest one in some sense. Everyone has got something in it for.
Yeah.
Like everyone has got something to take away from this report. If you're a seller, you can look at it. If you're a manufacturer, you're gonna look at it.
Yeah.
If you're a service technician, you will look into this report, which ones to go after.
Yeah.
If you're a parts importer, you're definitely gonna look into this one. Because which brands are going up, that's the parts you want to target.
And like even Victoria, you know, as I sort of touched before, they've been in this, you know, this bubble for 6 months. So they've had no idea what's been going on in the industry. So to actually see some growth and see some success stories, it's definitely going to give them that confidence to see the rest of the year out and finish the year strong.
Yeah, well, they can, you know, go and look at it and make sure they're ordering their machines quick, smart, in the right area, which is trending really highly, so they're set up for next year. Because a lot of people out there at the moment are writing off that 2020, isn't it? But you got to finish the year strong for next year to carry it over. Otherwise, they'll be writing off 2021, and that's the last thing you want to be doing in business. That mindset just, I cannot stand that. So they've got to be careful, and they've got to use the data and get in and make things happen, forecast some things.
I love seeing that the metalworking industry has grown. I think it's 85% year on year. And I think with COVID, it has completely changed the world. And now hearing the stories about people now manufacturing more on site. So the demand is great.
It's kind of quite nice, isn't it? You know, you always felt like, oh man, this is stuff from China, and you get something else, and from China, and you get China from China. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get some Australian manufacturing stuff, and it's super cool. So there's some good things that come out of this whole COVID thing. Yeah, so, you know, all those home hobbyists all of a sudden went and bought that metal lathe, and they're in the garage in extra time and
making nuts and bolts and key rings.
I've had to tell Kurt, my partner, to not buy things. I'm like, no, you can't have that.
I thought you were going to say you went and bought a little excavator and dug some holes out back, Lou.
No, I've had my terminal wheel
She
later.
hired an excavator.
Ah, there you go, smart girl. I think that's when you crack it in life, is when you can actually just sit on the excavator and go and dig a hole. That's my mindset, is to go and dig some holes.
In my mind, you've cracked it.
Christmas.
In my mind, you've cracked it when you buy a confectionery machine for your house, because we got 29% growth in confectionery machines here.
Really?
Yeah. So surely there's more candies out there.
Well, that's my kids watching movies. They're onto
Exactly.
the popcorn, so Dad's out with a normal pot. Maybe I've got to get a confectionery machine too.
Scrubbers, cleaning.
Scrubbers.
Guess what COVID did?
What?
Cleaning.
Cleaning industry
Can
must
you
have taken
believe
off.
it? Yeah, they're massive.
44% increase.
In the middle of the
Wow.
lockdown, the shopping centers were scrubbing up the acres of the floor space.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's not humans which scrub all that. You need scrubbers.
Oh,
Right on board.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to take your little hand brush around.
No.
It would
Right.
take you for
You
days.
need these large scrubbing sweeping machines to do that kind of a thing. And that's what it is, 44% growth in cleaning.
So how much are we charging for this thing? It must be thousands of dollars, Lou. All this beautiful data.
So expensive.
Nope, it's completely free for anyone who wants to download it. It's free for the market. We made this for our steel pushers out there. Anyone in the industry who's interested in this, get on it, download it. It doesn't cost a cent.
Siobhan, we're combining your Big Orange reports daily, and there's plenty of good stats in there from you, I'm sure.
Right, 5.5 million buyers have trusted us with this data in the whole year.
Wow, that's cool.
That's
That's a
it.
lot.
That's all I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like
this
one in
is
4 Australians.
this is a combined thanks.
Yeah.
That's nearly what, a quarter?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
Not
me
bad.
feel
Bit less
good.
than
That
that.
makes me
Nice.
feel good, actually. Aww, they want to be my friends.
Yeah. Got more friends than I thought, Sam. Nice. Yeah.
And just interesting, we just saw mobiles actually up 9.7% this year. That's
Yeah.
a massive increase.
Yeah,
Stands
it
to
was
reason.
last year, Yeah.
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 It's 48% nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old telco companies must be travelling along pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, people are buying online outside the house. They're in the paddock, they're in the yard. Yeah, they're on the go. Like,
They're at home.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not everyone has
a
laptops
computer.
and computers
Yeah.
at home, so
What about the data of the leads? Have we seen a certain type of increase in any of the leads across?
Yeah, across the top 5 industries as well. I mean, we noticed year on year we actually had more email leads come through, and as well even for the earth moving industry, we got more PDF leads than last year, which I guess is a sign of the times as well, because people are wanting to know as much as they can because they can't get to the showroom to see for themselves.
Right.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting, the trends that are happening now that we've done the second one. We can go year on year and see what has actually changed, which is really cool.
Yeah, so the specs, they need the PDF brochure, they need the brochure of the machine, which
Yeah.
they wouldn't normally go and pick up at the showroom because they're at home. So then they get the specs, check the capacities, make sure the machine can do what they're looking for. Stands to reason. When you say it, it goes, oh yeah, that makes sense.
sense.
Yeah.
were there any stats?
Leads went up
96.
96% during
Wow.
March, April, May and June. Not down, just up. I couldn't believe, especially with the increase on organic traffic for our industries, how a couple of them doubled, well, more than doubled their traffic, which is, we were already talking about huge volumes of traffic before then.
Yeah.
But to double it is just crazy. And year on year across the board, I think we only had 2 industries that had maybe one region go down. Everything else was up across Australia. So it wasn't just people who were in lockdown in Victoria, although they did contribute a lot. It was Australia-wide we were going online. Like, it is just phenomenal. And obviously leads increase as well. I'm pretty sure that we had like a 70% increase in leads year on year for during the COVID period.
I mean, partly the government
Sorry.
helped a lot in that as well.
96%.
Wow.
What was that?
Leads went up
96.
96% during
Wow.
March, April, May and June this year on year.
Year on year.
No wonder you had a few
Massive.
happy dealers down around
Yeah,
the
I
place,
know.
Sam.
Listen, let's be honest, we were all shocked. March happened and we all did not have a clue what was going to happen.
It's the same. It's the same. We've been through it, but
Yeah. You
Well,
live
no, we
high
didn't. yeah, we
But
had a few predictions.
anyway, but it, I mean, what I'm seeing happening is what happened in the global financial
Yeah,
crisis
that's
in
where
the
we had
UK,
the experience.
and all the overnight the high street disappeared.
Yeah.
Gone were the corner big lots with the car yards and the fancy flags, and now it was how does your online forecourt look? And it's just the same as what's happening now. Your online presence is so important.
What about weekends and time and nights? Has that changed anything, or is it still consistent?
Still pretty consistent. I'm pretty sure the stat for weekends was, I think, actually I'll need that to have a look. I can't remember off by heart, sorry.
I think I've got it.
Oh yeah, you were on it. So we had 40.5% of all leads were after hours.
Yeah.
So between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m.
Yeah.
The most popular day for leads was Tuesdays.
Ah, there you go, steel pushers. Tuesdays was the day.
Staying at your phones.
Stand by.
Tuesdays is your for sale day.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, then again, COVID has wiped off the boundaries of weekends and weekdays as
Well,
well.
that's what I
That's right.
wondered.
It's all merged together, really.
Yeah.
Where does it stop?
Businesses, whenever the buyer wants,
Yeah.
or the seller, or
Yeah,
the hirer
exactly,
yeah.
wants.
I think Christmas is going to be different this year as well. You know, they're not going to shut down for a month. I reckon they might be taking the 2 weeks off, but gone to the full month shutdowns.
I don't think businesses will want to shut down. I think they will run skeleton staff and keep the doors open. If you've been in Melbourne and had some challenging times, you want to get them open. Imagine the restaurants, they're not going to have a day off.
That's
No
right.
chance.
Yeah.
Amazing job.
Thank you.
Amazing job. You
I
must be pretty happy with the way the whole team came together and got all this data, and it looks very good. I know when I looked at it this year, I felt like we went a step up in standards, and I think a step up in data as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're
100%.
getting pretty good at sharing everything, and that's always been our mindset. So it's nice to actually bring it to life in this big report. So it's going to be hard to topple next year, but I'm sure you'll have a crack at it, Lou.
Find a way.
Find a
Always
way.
evolving.
I mean, we're always happy for feedback as well and input. You know, if there's some other data out there the steel pushers need or looking for, there's a good chance we've got it. You know, 14 years worth of data, there's all sorts back there, isn't there, that they can that we can still add to it. But it's just finding out what else is useful.
Exactly. And I'm all ears. So yeah, if anyone has any suggestions, please let us know. Like,
Track
comment on
down
this video.
Louise. Track down Louise. Louise, that machine's for you.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
I'll be sending out a survey as well, so please fill that in.
Just simply hit the comment on this YouTube channel. If
Yes.
you're watching this on our YouTube channel, just hit the comment, hit the subscribe button, put in what you would like to see for next year. And I can't promise it, but we'll do our best to get it out.
Yeah, very good.
Big Orange is from us, but for all you guys. And it's made up of your data. That's what it is.
Absolutely. From a neutral point of view, they don't just have to see their own data, they get to see the market's data. That's always the part I've liked about it.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you guys. Great having you on the show. Sam, is this your first one, second one?
I've done some podcasts in the past when we used to do them, but
yeah,
first live show.
Yeah, you and Jono used to always jump on the podcast, didn't you? Yeah. So nice to have you on the show.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you on the show,
Thanks,
Louise. Shabam again. I think you're becoming a bit of a regular, but brilliant. Download it, Steel Pushers. Give us the feedback. Use it as much as possible. It's exciting for us to bring it out to the market. And I'm very happy with the way this one's rolled out again this year, and we'll have another crack again next year, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Definitely will.